We begin this evening with news that's continuing to make headlines across the country. The second shooting of a U.S. citizen in Minneapolis.
37-year-old Alex Peretti was shot and killed Saturday by a Border Patrol officer while protesting ICE's presence in the city. Now, according to reports, Peretti was recording agents and was attempting to help a woman who was pepper sprayed. He was then rushed by agents who brought him to the ground before shots were fired, killing him. DHS officials say Peretti was armed and reacted violently, which forced agents to shoot in self-defense. However, video taken at the scene appears to contradict what federal officials are saying. And new right now, the Associated Press reporting that Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino and some agents are expected to leave Minneapolis as early as tomorrow. This comes as President Trump has announced Border Czar Tom Homan will take charge of immigration and customs enforcement operations.
The shooting has sparked a national conversation, including in the Coastal Empire and Lowcountry, about the Second Amendment and the right to carry a firearm.
Peretti did have a weapon which had a permit for some federal officials, however, are saying that despite that, Peretti should not have had the gun in the first place at a protest. WSAV's Jillian Cole spoke with local leaders on different sides of the political spectrum about where they stand on this issue.
The Second Amendment reads, "The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." Still, some federal officials are questioning whether or not Alex Peretti had the right to have his gun. Some local leaders are in agreement that Peretti's right was justified. FBI Director Kash Patel said in a statement, quote, "No one who wants to be peaceful shows up at a protest with a firearm loaded with 2 full magazines." Minnesota is an open carry state, and questions about Peretti's right to own and carry a gun are now making national headlines.
Hundreds protested through the streets of Savannah Saturday in response to the 2 deadly ICE shootings in Minneapolis in the past month. Chris McCoskey with Savannah Indivisible helped organize those protests. McCoskey says Peretti was completely within his rights to bear arms.
He had it legally. There was not an assembly going on there. He was a citizen who saw, frankly, masked people tackling a fellow resident, and he was trying to help them. They pushed him to the ground, disarmed him, and then shot him 10 times. So he was murdered. There's no other way to put it.
Georgia and South Carolina are both open carry states, similar to Minnesota. Congressman Buddy Carter has been very vocal in his opinion on social media. When asked if people should be worried about their Second Amendment rights, he said it's not about that, but about cooperation with law enforcement.
Let's don't get bogged down in Second Amendment rights. Let's understand what the root of the problem here is, and that is Democratic leadership encouraging people not to cooperate with ICE, with public safety officials here in the United States of America who are trying to perform their duty and trying to keep people safe.
WSAV reached out to Georgia's Second Amendment, who describes themselves as Georgia's voice for gun owners. They say claims made by the Trump administration suggesting Americans cannot peacefully exercise their right to protest and their right to bear arms at the same time are concerning. They believe both rights can be exercised responsibly. The group says in part, quote, "People in this county peacefully do both every day. Speaking out and lawfully carrying a firearm does not make someone a criminal. We are asking for a full and transparent investigation into Mr. Peretti's death. The public deserves to know answers."
Congressman Carter says he has not seen any of the bystander videos of the shooting that may contradict the DHS version of the story. Carter also tells WSAV he's sending a letter to the Department of Homeland Security asking for more ICE agents to be deployed in Atlanta. Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.